Recording in progress.
Still waking.
All right, we can start with questions.
Wonder who's going first. No, first, did everybody come out of last night healthy and good to go?
Yeah, everybody was healthy. Everybody participated in practice. We had a quick, intense practice, and now they're off.
Good deal. And kind of some off-deep questions, but when you were playing and when you had new teammates that you needed to kind of acclimate to your passing in the same way that Luka does now, was there ever kind of like a purposeful direction that you would give them? Because I'm trying to figure out how do Luka's new teammates learn how to catch his passes when he just like tosses it over his head or he just hauls it across the court without looking.
Right.
Is that something that you would ever, talk to your teammates about specifically about like, hey, here's how I see this, here's how you're gonna get this pass, and here's how to be ready for it?
Yeah, I think there's a communication that probably starts off, first. I think we have all seen the highlights of Luka being able to make incredible passes. So I think as a new player, or are expecting the ball to come at some point. And so sometimes you go, well, I didn't think he was going to throw it to me, and somehow it gets there, and it might be a turnover. But I think a lot of times trial and error happens, and then I think it's just the communication. And once you get to know Luka and understand his tendencies, I think that's when you understand when the ball's coming. And so it takes some time. It's pitcher and catcher, new catcher, and the pitcher's getting used to him. It's just going to take some time. There's going to be some pass balls. But at some point it's going to click, and it's going to be a beautiful thing.
What do you remember about that trial and error phase when you were playing? Were there any like funny moments or interesting stories that you remember about how you would get teammates ready for passes that you could make that many others probably couldn't?
Yeah, I had a lot of turnovers, but I think the one story always sticks out, and I always laugh about when people ask about maybe my best turnover was in the All-Star game in San Antonio with Charles Barkley. I think I threw it off his head. I thought he was open. He didn't think he was getting the ball. And then he told me after the game, they told me that you were going to throw me the ball, and I just didn't expect you to throw it in that crowd, and somehow it got to me, and I wasn't ready. So that's the only one that really stands out to me when I think about turnovers. But I think it's just, also the quarterback, right? The pitcher quarterback is going to try to find those shooters so they can catch in the pocket and make it as non-stressful so they can just be able to do what they do best, and that's shoot the ball.
How have you seen Luka handle that these past couple weeks? Is it something where he will pull a new guy to the side and be like, this is what I want? Or is it something, like you said, where maybe it's bouncing off of somebody's head or maybe it's bouncing out of bounds when y'all are scrimmaging because it's just something that they have to learn?
Yeah, I think it's just trial and error. Especially in training camp, I think sometimes as a elite passer, you're gonna push the envelope to try new things to see if they can work. Also, you're just alerting everyone that the ball's coming, right? To be ready. I'm trying to make the game easy. This is one of my strengths, and so I think we've had some early turnovers, but the intents have been great, and that's something I've always told the guys. If the intent is good, I'm not going to harp on turnovers. We want to take care of the ball, but if you're trying, to get a teammate, the ball, then that's unselfish, and so I'm all for that.
Any funny stories when it comes to balls bouncing off guys' heads here or anything?
No, we haven't had to put on a football helmet here. So, but the beautiful thing is that guys are ready. They understand Luka, and so. We've maybe had a couple miscues where maybe backdoor and Luka might have thought he was staying, but those are all fixable once the relationship, grows.
That's good. No concussion watch.
No concussions. No.
Good deal.
No.
All right, Eddie's got one on Zoom. Eddie, go ahead.
Hey Jason, sorry I couldn't make it down there today.
I understand some things are more important. Oklahoma and Texas, I get it.
Well, my five-year-old grandson is here, so that's.
Oh no, that comes first. That comes first. Always family.
A couple things. First of all, you should never feel bad about a turnover that goes off Chuck's head, and it's hard to miss that head.
You said that. I didn't say that.
A couple things. The rebounding. I know you don't expect to out-rebound by an average of 18 a game all season long, but What have you stressed that has kind of got everybody crashing the boards like they are?
Yeah, I think when we talk about defense, we're talking about finishing plays. And I think, again, last night there was a lot of great examples of us being in the right position, being aggressive, and making them take a contested 2 or 3 and then finishing it with the rebound. A lot of times, you can play really good defense and then you give up an offensive rebound and they kick it out for a wide open 3. And so I think, again, last night there was 6 offensive rebounds, so that's one more better than that first game against Utah. So there's a lot of carryover for about the talk of us finishing plays, and I think the guys are doing a great job with that.
Secondly, the 3-point shooting so far has been kind of a mixed bag, and you've mentioned that. I mean, it comes and goes, and there's not much you can do about that sometimes. But is that a part of the strategy of maybe shooting a few less of them this year?
No, I don't want anybody to panic that we're not going to shoot threes. We're going to shoot threes. But also, I think when you look at the way KP's playing inside and out is a plus for us as a team. Also, the rotations. Guys have played 17 minutes, have only played in a half. As we go forward and start building more minutes, I think you're going to start seeing more threes go up, but still being consistent of trying to get the ball inside first, take the easy 2 or get to the free throw line. Again, we all trust that guys are going to make the right play or trying to make the right play on the offensive end. But sometimes when you're putting out so much energy on the defensive end, it might take your legs a little bit. And so the guys are getting used to that.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll go to Ian.
Hey, Coach. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to ask you about Eugene Omotola and what you've seen from the start of training camp and 2 games into the preseason now. Back in when he was in Pac-12, he was a scorer, and last night he had a pretty good game. And so, kind of, how have you seen him grow and develop just in the short time since training camp started?
Yeah, I think even when you talk about Eugene, his growth comes even before training camp when we had him in summer league. Just understanding summer league to where he is today. If you ask him, it's going to be about hard work, and this is just a joke. But he can also say this is just a hobby. And so, when you talk about someone who went to school to become a lawyer and said yesterday after the game that this is a hobby, the hobby he's becoming really good at. And we hope that he continues to love his hobby and keep working at it. And so it's great to see a young man put in the work. I thought getting him in early with the big group to see how he would respond, I thought he did an incredible job. Again, you talk about analytics. Everybody would say he's too old as a rookie. He doesn't do anything well. But the one box that he does check is that he plays hard and he's a basketball player, and we're lucky to have him.
I have one more for you real quick.
Yes.
You've talked a lot about just building chemistry, especially with the new coaching staff and with the guys. 2 games into the preseason, how do you feel that's gone? How have you seen it grow, just the day-to-day, the chemistry and the feel for one another on the court?
Yeah, I think, again, we talked about that as chemistry and accountability as our 2 words going into training camp. And you can see the chemistry on the offense and defensive end. But a lot of the chemistry is judged on that sideline of the interaction when you're not playing. And when the guys, Maxie or Reggie, who didn't play, they were into the game, cheering for their teammates out there on the floor. For the coaching staff, we've spent a lot of times in meetings, so that chemistry is going well. I think Igor is doing great play calls offensively, and then Sean is doing a great job on the defensive end. And so everybody's doing their part, everybody's working, but the work atmosphere is fun. And on top of that, we're doing our job and trying to develop these guys to put them in the best position to be successful.
Okay, anything else, Coach?
All right. Thanks, sold out crowd. You guys have